it is not too late to add plants to your yard for the fall. Yeah, if your garden is lacking some color right now, Perennials will help brighten things up a bit. Dale Kay joins us now with some ideas. Hi, Dale.
G'day, it is so nice out this morning, not too hot, not too cold, and perfect for planting perennials, as you mentioned. So really, how late can you plant perennials into the season? Well, I kind of break them down into two different categories. Really, the ones that are super rock hardy, those can go in really deep into October. Some of the more tender perennials like to have in by the end of the month, but either way, still a great time to plant. And the best thing about these little rock stars, they're like fireworks, little pops of color for the garden late season, because they're all blooming September through October. And sometimes that's a little bit tricky to get that late season color, because a lot of times we focus on spring and summer, and then the garden kind of goes a wee little bit quiet in the fall. So let's take a look at some of those plants that will add some fireworks to your garden. Firstly, the ornamental grasses, and we're so lucky this morning. There's a little bit of a slight breeze going on, so they're literally dancing on the breeze. I can't dance. I got 2 left feet. I can't dance for nothing. But these guys can just kind of sway and be in really kind of a nice little cool rhythm in the breeze. This flame grass in front, the reason I like this one for the fall is the foliage actually will turn bright red as it cools down, as we get shorter days. And then the Shenandoah right here has this wonderful little red tinge to the foliage, kind of those nice fall colors, which are quite nice. But really, any of the ornamental grasses, fantastic for late season color. As with the coral bells as well, lots and lots of varieties to choose from. I picked that one just because it's got some kind of fall-like hues to it. That particular variety is called Northern Exposure. Very, very fun in the garden. The next one is this little dainty flower here. It's actually called turtle head or chalone. The head resembles a true turtle head, I guess. That's where it gets its common name. But that nice, rich purple color is quite nice in the garden, and actually handles a little bit of shade, which is quite nice as well. Also, another one for shade, I'm just going to make this easier to see. This is Semifuga, and another great shade plant, but has some kind of nice white rosy flowers to it that kind of spike up really late season, September through October. The Rebeckias, lots of different varieties to choose from. They all kind of have a yellow, basically a yellow flower. Some have a red cone to them. Lots of varieties. There's some native varieties as well, but all of these will bloom even a little bit earlier, you know, start in August and then go all the way through the season. You can keep the cones up all winter long as well. Same with the Echinacea, kind of almost at peak right now, but these cones you can keep up and save them for winter interest, which is quite nice. And also the ornamental grasses, of course, you can keep them for winter interest as well. Monarda almost looks like a firecracker, that's kind of that flower shape, great for attracting all sorts of pollinators, including hummingbirds. Loves sun, loves drought, loves heat, and blooms. And even if you cut that back after it's first blooming, you'll get blooms all the way through to the end of the season, up until almost a killing frost, which is quite nice as well. Asters, I like asters because sometimes it's hard to get those bluish purple tinges in the landscape late season. The one we're looking at there is Purple Dome. It gets a little bit taller. It's an oldie. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It really, really blooms profusely, and nice big flowers on it. Then the Kickin' Lavender Aster or Woods Aster, all those little dainty, more alpine type flowers. Any of those varieties of asters work really, really nicely for late season. A big group of plants that are very, very common in the landscape. Lots and lots of varieties to choose from, and actually a few that are they're always adding new varieties to the sedums, but there's the taller growing ones. I've got another oldie but a goodie, Autumn Joy, right here. Actually maintains kind of a nice little bush type habit before it starts to bloom. Again, another great pollinator for late season. It's a little bit more upright, a little bit more erect. And then also another taller one is Dynamite. I love that variety, Dynamite, because it's got that rich kind of pinkish burgundy hue to the flowers, and also a burgundy foliage as well. And then there's the sedums that lay flat to the ground or quite prostrate to the ground, and they are great for over boulder walls, in between like any nooks and crevices in your landscape. Fantastic group of plants. But Kanchaticum, any of the stone crops, all this burgundy foliage, really, really timely and fun at this time of year. And then one that actually is a great late season bloomer. This one isn't particularly this one isn't blooming right now, but you can see the label there. It has a pink flower. It's an anemone, and it's a wonderful little addition. Will do well in sun or shade, which is quite nice. But these are also fantastic perennials. And of course, being perennials, that means they come up year after year. And then I just want to talk about the cold hardy mums that are out there. There's two different types of mums, I guess. There's the floral ones that you'll see kind of everywhere at the grocery store, any kind of garden shop, any home box store. Those ones are more floral type. There is a hardier type of mum. It's called igloo. I'll just show you that tag. Hopefully it's got a tag. There we go. Igloo mum. It's kind of borderline hardy in Minnesota. Will need some protection over the winter and needs a well-drained soil. But if you've got a green thumb and you want to give some mums a chance, this igloo variety is a little stunner for the garden, and of course blooms now as the days get shorter. Make sure that you have some good amendments in there, some good compost that will help them get through the winter as well. And then late season planting, always use a little bit of root stimulator like this. Helps reduce the shock of transplants, gets them all snug, ready for winter. But most importantly, enjoy those late season blooms. Back to you guys.
Okay, Dale, we have a question. You mentioned mums everywhere. You see them everywhere right now. And we were just talking about it. It's all over social media right now. The video of basically dousing them in water, in like a tank of water to save them and keep them alive. Is that what we should be doing?
Well, what is key for any type of survival and any type of flourishing, the advantage with like dipping them or like submerging them is that you get the whole kind of soil mass wet right away instead of just kind of like dainty watering. Sometimes that doesn't allow all the soil or the water to percolate all the way through. So not a bad way to do it. And they're thirsty, right? They really, when they're in full bloom and they're in the sun, they drink a lot.
Okay. Love it. Thank you, Dale. Thanks for answering. We put you on the spot. Appreciate it.